Episode of this series of tutorial on how to migrate device from Legacy Helium Console to Chirpstack Helium Console. If you did not see the episode 1 and 2, I really invite you to visit this episode 1 and 2. Here, the episode number 3 is a more complex case, and as we already have explained the context of it, we won't do it again. So, in this third episode, I will show you how to migrate the devices Demo 2 and 3. These devices have a decoder and then go to an integration based on HTTP. So, as we've seen previously, for doing this migration, we are going to use the menu with Migrate from Legacy. We are going to use the API key we previously created for migrating from Helium IoT.eu, and we're going to connect. We have two devices to migrated. The two we've seen, they have live migrable. We are in same UI. We are going to select the label demo to select these two devices, as we can see that both of these devices, Demo 3 and Demo 4, are attached to this label, which is a common situation when we want to manage multiple devices. I'm going to select the label, and so we have two devices that has been selected. And in our case, we have an integration, so we can check this on the flow. We see that demo have an integration, which is integration demo. So here I'm going to select integration demo. This means that this integration will be imported and using Chirpstack. Now we add a decoder also here. My decoder is a bit stupid. It's displayed here. So by selecting decoder, and it's automatically selected based on the flow you had here. Okay, and so you see here the decoder, which is the original decoder. And the system is trying to create automatically the decoder for Chirpstack. It's something automatical. I do not guarantee that this migration is always working. It really depends on the code you have made into your decoder. If it's simple, it should work. If not, it should not work. So take a look at it. You can make modification if you want, like this one, addition 1, for example. Okay, so you can modify this integration, and when it's done, you select it, you confirm that your function is ready, and you can go to the next step. Some comments. Here we have a simple flow with one label, one decoder, one integration. Chirpstack is not able to manage more complex flow. So if previously in a legacy console you had label going to different decoder and different flows, you cannot do that with Chirpstack. It's a Chirpstack limitation, and we cannot do anything for this. In such case, basically you need to have your label going to a backend integration of your choice, and this backend integration will have to make the different decoding and the different push to the different services you were targeting previously. There's no other way to do that. But in most of the cases, we have a label, a decoder, and an integration, and this is fully supported on Chirpstack and fully supported by the migration wizard. So we have selected our source. We have to select our tenant, which is demo. Here we only have one. We have a new label, which is our demo label, so we can create device profile for this label. I remind you that the decoder will be recorded into this device profile. Here I'm going to select EU868. I can create another one like previously, like US 915, if imagine my two devices are on these two different zones. When my devices are active, I have some information about the zone where these devices are. Here they are not, they are fake device, so that's the reason why you don't see that. And then we are creating or selecting an application. Here I'm going to create a new application, which is our application 3, as the integration is different from the other one. As a reminder, the integration is attached to the application on Chirpstack. In the case you don't do your migration in one shot, which is what I recommend to migrate 1 to 5 devices, make a test end-to-end and make sure that everything is working up to your end-user application. And after that, you can migrate the whole fleets you manage. So in a such situation, for your first test of a couple of devices, you create a new application. But for your global migration after, you reuse what you have been created before, so you don't create specific device profile, you reuse the one you selected, and you select the same application, and it will be automatically deployed in this one with the previous device you have migrated before. So we have created application 3, so I select it, I do the selection, and we can go to the migration. So here we had 2 devices, Demo 3 and Demo 4, that are attached to this label. We are going to select a region. I say that I want to do different region for each of them. Okay, as we have seen in a previous demo, you can have some filter here to do some automation, and here you can select the same configuration for all the devices that are selected. So now this is configured. Instead of clicking on each of the device for doing the migration, we are going to do this in batch with this button. And sorry, I have to select all the device at first, and when it's done, we click on this button to do the migration. So we need a confirmation to migrate the 2 devices. The migration is going to be made, and here it's ended. We reached 100%, it's all green, so the migration has been a success. In case you migrate 100 devices and one fail for any reason, you will see a red part of this line, but the line will be completed at the end. And so this screen stays up until you click on F on the migration to make sure that if it's a bit long, you can watch it. In case you have thousands of devices, for performance reasons, you cannot migrate more than 200 devices at a time. And so basically, you have to restart the migration process multiple times to migrate all your devices. We are sorry about this. This case is rare, but the browser performance above this limit is a real issue. And so it's really better to have a browser experience which is good and making more multiple migration. If you're in this case, once you've migrated your devices, you to go back and restart a migration, you can do cancel migration here. Re-enter, you don't need to re-enter your API key. It's the setup is preserved. You can do connect, and basically most of your previous setup will be already by default. Here we have already migrated all the device, so I cannot show you that, but basically you just do cancel and restart once you finish the migration. It's a bit long, but I've migrated 5,000 devices like this, so it's a bit long, but we can do that in a couple of hours. When this is made, so we've made the migration. As previously, we can have a look on what has been created. If I go to the device profile, we see our device profile with the name of the label, so demo and demo here, AU868, AU915. Okay, there's a device contains the codec. So basically, the decoding function we have created is here. You see that the addition I've made is also visible, so you can debug this decoding function in case of you need it from this part. And in the application, we see our application 3. Our application 3 have our two devices, demo 3 and demo 4, and the integration is pre-configured as the HTTP is configured to the target we had in Helium Legacy, which was foobar from our example with the configuration here. As I explained in the previous video, the target endpoint for HTTP and MQTT migrated integration is an internal component named the forwarder that is taking the Chirpstack payload and format it to the Helium payload so it can, in most of the case, work seamlessly with your existing backend. We do not guarantee that it's working 100%, so please make sure that everything is working on your side. This integration is ending the hotspot location. It's another reason why we pass through this component to enrich the Chirpstack payload with the Helium gateway location, so you can have a geopositioning application with this. More information about this configuration of the integration, if you need to change it or improve it, is accessible on the documentation. Documentation is a wiki page where we have frequently asked questions and documentation about this. So in a case you want to do MQTT integration, for example, it's an HTTP integration through the forwarder that allow to do MQTT, and you get the information about the different settings you need to do and the information which is expected for downlink, for clearing things, and so on. So basically you get in this the documentation you need for configuring Helium Chirpstack environment. I hope that this presentation has been clear and you're now ready for migrating your device. You can get support for your migration through Discord. You can also get support, sorry, not here. You can also get support from Chirpstack. Inside Chirpstack, you have a service request, and service request you can create a service request for helping you. You're in this instance of helium-iot.xyz is best effort support, so I will do my best to answer you, but I cannot solve all the problem of everyone, and it can take a bit of time for me to help you all. So I'm sorry, but be patient on this. I do my best, and I'm sure that you can also get help from the community on Helium Discord.